Right. So in the previous class, we have seen how we can work with arrays concept. And today we'll see different type of methods through which we can do different type of operations on arrays. Okay. So basically what is an array? Array is a group of elements or which can hold multiple values with the different types or same types. So let us see what are the different methods are available and how we can use those methods in arrays. And there are so many methods are there, almost 20 plus methods are there, but most importantly 10 to 15 methods are there. Again, in those 10 to 15 methods, in automation mostly we prefer 5 to 6 methods, and rest of them will be useful in during interviews. Okay, but automation perspective there are few functions are important, and we will discuss them. Okay, so I'll introduce all the functions, all the methods, but entry point of view, all methods are important, but automation point of view, there are certain methods which are very important. I'll let you know what are those methods. So, okay. So first of all, let us start creating a new folder. Today, day 10, and create a new file inside the folder. Name it as array methods.ts. Okay. So to demonstrate different type of methods in array, first of all, we need to define one or two arrays which we required. So I will define one array here. I'll say I'm taking two different type of arrays. One is number type of an array, another one is string type of an array. First one, numbers, and this is number type of an array. So we can declare array multiple ways. So this is one approach I follow. So here I can define some numbers. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers I'm taking. So this is one array. Numbers, which contains a different numbers. And I'll define another array. Let's take fruits. And this is a string array, and which contains a different type of fruits. Let's say apple. And I say, okay, banana. And you can add a number of values because this is a dynamic. And here I say orange and say mango. Okay, so I just added some of the fruits. So these are the two arrays we have declared. And if you want to just print the values of an array, you can say console.log. And here, so numbers array. And just specify the name of an array like this. And similarly, if you just want to print fruits array, and just specify the name here. Okay, so this will actually print the values which are available in array. So let's execute tsx day10 slash array methods dot ts. Okay, so now we have just printed the actual array. So this is a versional array of numbers, and this is the versional array of the fruits. So to demonstrate all the methods, array methods, I'll try to use these two arrays. Okay. So in the last class, we already seen one array attribute through which we can find number of elements or the size of an array. So what is that attribute? Length, right? So we have something called length. This is not a method actually. Okay. This is an attribute. We can call it as a array attribute. It is not a method. It is not a method. So how we can use this? Simply console.log of numbers.length. So what this will return? This will return size of the array. Size of numbers array. Simply we can print like this, numbers.length. And similarly, if we just want to find size of fruits array, size of fruits array, you can simply say fruits.length. Fruits.length. So length is not a method. It is simply an attribute of an array through which we can find length of an array. So the first array contains 5 elements, and second array contains 4 elements. 5 elements and then 4 elements. Okay, this is a one attribute which is having in array. So now we'll discuss about methods. So what are the different methods are available for arrays in JavaScript and TypeScript? Same methods are there in JavaScript also. So whatever code we are writing here, same thing will work in JavaScript. Same kind of methods are available. Okay. So first let us start with for the first method, push and pop. The push is a first method. I will also write the description, syntax and everything. So at the time of practicing, it will be very useful for you. So the first method is the push. Whenever you see method, it will end with this parenthesis bracket like this. So attribute means it doesn't have any bracket. Okay, it's single a variable like that. So this is a method. So what this method will do, this will add a single or multiple elements to the end of an array. So to the end of an array. So normally how we can add values to the array, suppose there is 5 elements are there. If we want to add one more element into the array, normally how we will do? We will know index, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is already there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth index, 5 is there. If we want to add a new value, we need to know the index, right? Suppose if you don't know how many values are there in an array, how we can add a number or how we can add a value at the end of the array? Until unless you know the index, you don't know, right? You cannot add. You have to know the index. Last index you have to know. Accordingly, you can just add another number. For example, let's say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to add a number. So how we can simply add number of, we need to put the index here. And then you can add another value. So until unless you know this index, you cannot add the value, right? But here, when I use push method, we can add values at the end of the array. Okay, so at the end of the array. So how we can add them? Simple. Let's say, let me take this numbers. This is an array, numbers array, dot push. Okay, dot push, and we can add single element or multiple elements. When I say if we want to add only 6, the 6 will be added at the end of an array. So currently 1 to 5 are there. So in the 6th value will be added at the end of an array. Okay, if you want to add multiple values, you can simply add by separating comma like this. Like this, you can add multiple values. And here index will not come into picture. That will automatically take care by the push method. Okay. So when to go for push method, if you don't know the index of the last element, but still if you want to add number of values, then we go for push method. Okay. So 6 comma 7, I'm adding two values. You can add single value or two values. So after pushing these two values, let us try to print the new array. I say console dot log off. So I can say after push. So after push, I'm just printing the new array. So what is the name of an array? Again, numbers. Okay. So let's see what is an output it will give you. Execute. Perfect. Now we can see after the push, we will get 1 to 5 along with 6 and 7. So this is an output we are getting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the existing numbers 1 to 5. And additionally, what are they added? Additionally 6 and 7. So this is the latest array. So what is a push method will do? The push method add single or multiple elements to the end of an array. Okay. Similarly, we also have another method called pop. Second method, pop. So what this pop method will do, this will remove the last element from an array. So push method will add elements at the end of an array. Pop method will remove the elements from an array, last element. So how we can use this? Simple. Pop array dot pop, array name dot pop. So we don't need to pass any parameter. By default, this method will remove only one single element. Okay, push method, by using push method, we can add single or multiple elements at the end of an array. But the pop method will remove only one single element, which is the last element from an array. So how we can do that? So currently this is my new array. So from this, I just want to remove a number. Let's say I want to just remove 7. So how we can remove the 7? Or else let's take another array. So here we have a fruits array, right? So let us take this. So in the fruits, how many values we have? 4 values we have. Now I want to remove the last value from the fruits. So how we can remove this? Simply fruits dot pop. That's it. So this particular method will remove the last element from an array. So what this will return? A method sometimes may return a value, or sometimes it will return single value, sometimes it will return array, sometimes it will return void. Okay, every method it may have a return type or may not have a return type, because these are all user defined methods, right? In the last class we have seen how to create a function. Similarly, the methods are already created in TypeScript by default. So if you look at this pop method, what this will return? This pop method will return a string or undefined according to the values we provided. So currently in the fruits, what are the type of values we provided? String we provided. So the pop method will remove the last element, and that element will be returned by this pop method. Whichever element is got removed, that element will be returned by this pop. So obviously thus the last fruit will be returned. So let me take a variable here. Let's take hold on this variable. Last element, whichever is removed, if you want to capture, you can just create another variable. Let's say last fruit. Okay. Now let us try to print them. So console.log of, I can say after the pop, I'm just printing an array, which is fruits array. And also I want to just print the removed element. What element is got removed? So I can just print here removed fruit is, and how we can capture this? You can simply put last fruit. So we have hold that last element in this variable, so that I can print here. Okay, so this is how we can use pop. So what is pop method will do? It will remove the last element, only one single element at a time it will be able to remove it. So once it is removed, it is return the remove element that we can print if you want, and then you can print the array also. And after removing the last element, now how many values we have in this array? Only 3 elements. Mango is already removed. So let's go and execute. Clear. Yeah, now we can see this is a array after applying pop method. Okay, this is an output of this statement. And you can see what is the fruit is got removed? Mango is got removed. This is a remove element. Okay, this is push and pop. The push method will able to add single or multiple elements at the end of the array. Pop method will remove the last element from an array. Okay, so these are very simple methods. Now let's move on to the next one. Third method, shift. We have another two methods, shift and shift. So let's say shift method. So pop and push methods will work on the last elements. But if you want to work with the starting elements, then we go for shift and unshift. So what is a shift method will do? The shift method removes the first element from an array. So pop method removes the last element from an array, whereas the shift method removes the first element from an array. Shift method removes the first element from an array. So what is the syntax? Simply say array dot shift. That's it. So this method will remove the first element from an array. Okay. So for example, let's take again numbers. So what are the current numbers we have after pushing? These are the latest numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let us use shift method now. So numbers dot shift. So numbers dot shift. And what this will return again? So whatever element which is got removed from the first place, that element will be returned by the shift method. So I can store that element in a variable. Let's take first number. Okay, so the first number will be removed. So after removing the first element from an array, let's try to print it. So console.log is, so after shift. So we'll try to print the actual elements after shifting, and the name of an array is called numbers. And similarly, I just want to print removed element. console.log and removed number is what? First number, like this. Okay, so what is the shift method will do? Shift method will remove the first element from an array. Only one single element is able to remove, and we need to pass any parameters. So numbers is an array dot shift. So once it is removed, the removed element will be returned into a variable. The method will return the removed variable, and that you can print directly. And after shifting or after removing the first element, again we can reprint the numbers. Now execute one more time. Yeah. So after shift, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So there is no 1 actually. So 1 is already removed by shift method. So this is a latest array, numbers array. And what is the removed value is 1. 1 is got removed. This is shift method, which will remove the first element from an array. Next one is unshift. So unshift is exactly opposite of the first one, push method. In the push method, what you will do, we can add single or multiple values at the end of an array. But if we want to add single or multiple values at the beginning of the array, we go for unshift method, unshift. So the next method is unshift. So unshift method adds elements to the beginning of an array, single or multiple, single or multiple elements to the beginning of an array. So syntax is what? Array dot unshift. You can put all elements by separating comma. Okay, let's go and unshift. So now this time I'm taking fruits array again. So what is the current values in fruits array? So these are the current values. Only 3: apple, banana, orange. So let us add a few more values at the beginning of an array. Okay, beginning of an array. So currently we have only 3 values. This is the latest fruits array. Now I want to add some more values at the beginning of an array, in the fruits array. So let me take this fruits array, fruits dot unshift, fruits dot unshift, and I'm trying to add 2 more fruits at the beginning of an array. So let us add one fruit called, let's say, kiwi, and another fruit I just add pear. So like this, you can add a number of values. So what this method will do now, these 2 values will be added at the beginning of an array. Now, after adding, again, let's print the array, console.log of after unshift. So after unshift, I'm just printing the values of the fruits array, like this. So initially, what are the values we have? Only 3 values. And after that, I'm adding 2 more values here. So it should become 5. So let's print after unshifting. So it becomes 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the latest elements. Okay, so this method won't return. Unshift method won't return any value. Okay, so these are the first 4 methods: pop, push and pop, shift and unshift. So the push method will add single or multiple elements at the end of an array, whereas the shift method will add one or multiple elements at the beginning of an array. Similarly, push method will remove pop method will remove the last element from array. Shift method will remove the first element from an array. So these are the 4 methods. Remember, during interview, they may ask the differences between shift and unshift. Similarly, the difference between pop and push. Okay, so you should be able to answer this question. All right. So now let's move on to the another methods. 5th one, concat. Concat. So if we have 2 different arrays, we can combine those arrays using concat method. We can combine those arrays using concat method. It will combine 2 or more arrays. It can have 2 arrays or more arrays we can combine. So what is the syntax? Array, whatever current array we have, that array dot concat, and we can add multiple arrays here. In this, we can add multiple arrays. So here you can say value in the sense, let's say array 1, array 2, array 3. So like this, we can add n number of arrays. We can combine multiple arrays. Okay. So let us take a numbers array. So as of now, what are the values we have in the numbers? These are the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I want to add 8, 9, 10. So two more arrays I have. So how we can do this? I can take a numbers array dot concat numbers array dot concat, and here we can provide multiple arrays. Let's say I have one array with two values. So this is one array. Let's say 8 comma 9. This is one array. And I want to add another array also. I want to combine with another array or concatenate with another array. So which is having one single element. Let's say 10 like this. So now these two arrays will be combined or concatenated with the existing values or existing array. So after concatenation, again, let us print the numbers. Console.log of concatenated array. Concatenated array numbers. So initially the numbers contains what? Only 1 to 7 here. Now additionally, I'm adding two more array. I'm concatenating two more arrays. This is one array, 8 comma 9, and this is another array. So after concatenation, it will get the final array. So concatenate array 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is not printed. Okay. Okay. So basically it won't affect the original array actually. So we need to store this in a variable. Okay. We need to store this in a variable. You can also apply all the methods for all kinds of an array, strings, booleans, all types it will work. Okay, so even string array also you can concat. So data, don't have any problem with the data because arrays can hold all kinds of data. Okay, so these methods, whatever we are discussing, these methods will work for all kinds of data. Okay, so what concat method will do? This will concat these values to the array and return the combined array. So this concat method will return an array as a output. So we need to hold that in a variable. So let's create a one variable, let combined array. Okay. And this particular combined array, we should able to print, not the numbers, because this method will not impact the original values of array. So you can see the output, the concatenate also same thing we are getting, because the concat method directly won't affect the original array, but it will return the concatenated array. That is called combined array. Okay. So that we can print it here. So combined array. Okay, so numbers dot concat fruits. Yes, we can do that. So let's take this numbers dot concat of, we already have fruits array, right? So that we can directly specify. This is spelling mistake. Just a moment. So it is giving some error. Let's see. So no overload matches this overload 1 of 2. Give the following error. So the type of return by, okay, argument type string is not assignable to parameter of the concat array, which is called number. No. So here we are basically concatenating numbers with fruits. Numbers is what? Numbers is what? Numeric values, which contains a numeric values. Fruits contains a string values. So we cannot concatenate like that. Okay, but we can concatenate only the numeric values, or we can concatenate only string values. So this will throw an error. This is not possible. Okay. So don't do that. Concatenation is possible only within the same type. Multiple types not possible. Okay, so guys understood. So let me print this array methods. Yeah, now you can see this is these are 2 to 6 or the 2 to 7. I think before how many values we have? 2 to 7. So these are the values currently we have. But after concatenation, so these are the two values that got added. So 7, 8, 9, 10 is got added. Okay, this is the concatenated array or combined array. You can just print here. So concat method will add or will combine multiple arrays of the same type of the same type of same type. Okay, so this is simple concatenate function. Now there is another function, slice and splice. There are two more functions or two more methods. Sixth one, slice. Interview perspective, these are all methods very important. You need to practice this. Okay. So slice method, we will try to understand this clearly. What is slice method and how to use it? So basically the slice method will extract a section of an array. Slice method can extract a section of an array. Means suppose these are the values currently we have. Suppose I want to get first three numbers or 5 to 7 and last three numbers, or randomly whatever the numbers we have in this array, extract some section of an array, or we can say subset of an array. So if you want to capture some elements, sequential elements from an array, we can extract them using slice method. So slice method extracts a section of an array. So the index always starting from 0. So whenever you count the index of array, always start from 0 only, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And what is the syntax of this? Array dot to slice. We need to provide starting and ending index. So whenever you want to capture the portion of an array or section of an array, we need to pass start and ending index. From where we need to start, from where we need to end. Okay, so let's see an example. So again, I'm taking a fruits and array. Currently, what are the fruits we have? This is the latest values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fruits are there. Right, so 5 fruits are there. Now I'm using fruits array. Fruits dot slice. And inside the slice, I'm passing starting index, ending index. Let's observe. So 1, 3 I'm passing. Okay, and this will return also an array. So the slice method will also return an array, because when I say 1, 2, 3, it will capture the values from 1, 2, 3 and return as a separate array. Okay, so let me take into that variable. Let's into, I can say, extracted array. Okay, now I'm printing this extracted array. Console.log of, okay, I can say slice after slice. Okay, so now we'll see when I say 1, 3, what this will return from this fruits array. 1, 3 I have given. 1 is a starting index, 3 is a ending index. Okay, so it is returning two elements, pear and apple. Okay, so now let us see how it is worked index level. So these are the current values which we have: kiwi, pear, apple, banana, orange. Total 5 values we have in the fruits array. So what's the starting index which I have given? 1. So 1 is nothing but what? Pear is a 1. So this is 0, this is a 1. Starting index is 1. Okay. Ending index is what? 3. So this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3. So actually third index is what? Banana. So at the time of extracting, the index 3 is exclusive. Exclusive is nothing but what? It won't take the third index. It will take 3 minus 1. Till here it will take. Okay, so when I say starting index, it will take the exact value. Let's say 0 means kiwi, 1 means pear, 2 means apple, 3 means banana, 4 means orange. Perfectly fine. But when I pass ending index, which is an exclusive, 3 means it won't take 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 means it won't take banana. It is an exclusive. After excluding this, what else we have? Apple will be taken. So when I say 3 here, 3 minus 1, the 2, up to 2 index it will capture. When I say 5 here, it won't take the fifth element. So 5 minus 1, fourth element will be taken. Okay, so that's how the ending index is exclusive. Exclusive in the sense that value will not be taken, but 3 minus 1, or if I say 2, 2 minus 1, if I say 4, 4 minus 1 will be taken. So remember this point. So 1 is a starting index, which is inclusive. 3 is ending index, which is exclusive. Exclusive in the sense the same value will not be taken. you need to do -1. Okay, so that's the reason. 1 means what? 0, 1. Peer it is got written. From the peer, 3 is what? 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 is exclusive. So apple is got returned. It will take 2, right? 1 comma 3 means from first place to third place. Third we exclusive. So exclusive. So 2 will be taken. So peer and apple is got returned here. This is a slice method. It will extract a section of an array. Okay, it will extract the section of an array. So now you tell me this. Now writing command this extracted, I say 2 comma 5. So now tell me what is an output of this? What is an output of this 2 comma 5? So 2 comma 5. 2 is what? Starting index. Starting index of 2 means what here? 0, 1, 2. Apple. From the apple, and apple you will get, right? So from the apple, let me just print console.log of. I'm just printing the same thing. So these are the 3 values we captured here. Okay. So now starting index is what? 2. 2 means what? 0, 1, and 2. From the apple, 5 is the last index. So 5 is exclusive. We need to take till 4. So from the apple, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is nothing but what? Orange. So apple, banana, orange. So last 3 values we will able to capture. Okay. So this is how we can use extract a section of an array. Slice will do extract section of array based on starting index and ending index. That is a slice method. Okay. There is another method exactly similar to this. Similar to, it's not similar, but seems very similar, which is splice. Spelling only P is difference. SPISPLICE. So this is the another function, another method. This is just a slice. Okay, this is a splice. If I remove the P, it is also become slice. So let's see what is a splice method will do. Splice method adds or removes elements from an array from everywhere. See, previously we have seen 2 methods. How to add elements at the beginning, how to add elements at the end. So by using this push method, we are able to add elements at the end of an array. Similarly, if you want to add elements at the beginning of an array, we use shift method. But if you want to add elements wherever you want, in the same array, at the beginning or in the middle or at the end of an array, wherever you want to add elements, then we go for splice method. So this method will add or remove single or multiple elements from an array. And again, it can do both the activities. It can add or it can also remove the elements. That is the major difference. Okay. The slice method will able to add or remove the element from an array from wherever you want. So the syntax is what? Starting index. And from the starting index, how many values you want to delete? We need to provide the deletion count. And then we can provide the items which we want to add. Okay, so this delete count is optional. Okay, I'll show you the example. So splice method. I'll show multiple examples. You need to understand this interview perspective, which are very important. So first example for splice method. Again, let's take the fruits. So currently, what are the values we have in the fruits? Fruits. If I go back above, so not an extracted array. So these are the current values we have in the fruits. So if we just want to print, let's print them. Okay. Console.log of elements, or you can say current elements in fruits array. Just try to print. Okay, so these are the current values which we have. Okay, so now example one. So let us see how to use a splice method. So I'm again taking fruits array, fruits dot splice, fruits dot splice, and just observe here I'm passing multiple parameters. First parameter I say 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2. So simply I say 1 comma 2. So there are different flavors are there. So we can use this splice method in different number of parameters. I'll show you. So fruits dot splice, what this will do actually. The splice method, I say 1 comma 2, right? So let's execute and see. So this will basically remove the elements. It will remove the elements. So the first parameter is what? Starting index. Second parameter is what? How many values we want to delete. The second is what? This is not an ending index. So this is a how many values we want to delete from the starting point. Okay. So it will return the deleted elements or whatever elements which are removed from the array which will be returned. So how many values we are going to remove here? 2 elements we are removing. So those 2 elements will be returned again in the form of array. Okay, whatever elements are got removed from array, that will be returned. So we need to hold them in another variable. So I say let removed elements. I'm taking another variable called removed elements. Okay, now print them. Console.log of after slice. So after slice means what is the slice here? 1 comma 2. We have provided 1 comma 2. So 1 is a starting index, 2 represent how many elements we want to remove. Deletion count, delete count. So here I'm just printing removed elements. We can use slice method in multiple ways. I'll show you all the examples. Just carefully listen this. And you can say colon. Okay, now look at the output of this. So after slice of 1 comma 2, we got pear and apple. So this is an output we got. After splice, what is an output? Pear and apple. So what is a how exactly it is doing? Pear and apple. So one is what? A starting index. So these are the current elements which we have in the fruits. So starting element is what? 1. 1 is nothing but what? Pear. From the pear, how many elements we are going to remove? 2 elements. So including pear, this is the element which we removed. Even apple is also removed. So 2 elements we are going to delete. So pear and apple. From where we need to delete? From the pear itself. So pear and apple is got removed. And what are the list of the values? Kiwi, banana, orange should be there. Now let us print the array also. Console.log of. Okay, sorry. So after the slice, just we print the array here. Okay. And then we print the removed elements. Removed elements. So to print the removed elements, we use this variable. So this output will be given here. And here, what is an output you're expecting? So if you remove pear and apple, what are the elements left in array? Kiwi, banana, orange. So this will be removed. And apple also will be removed. Only 3 elements left. Yes. So after slicing in array, only 3 elements are left. And what are the elements are removed? Pear and apple is got removed. So remember, in splice method, the first parameter is representing starting index. Second parameter is representing delete count. Right? How many elements we want to delete? How many elements we are going to delete? So I'm writing the description here. 1 is starting index. 2 is represents how many elements to be removed. Okay, this is the one example for splice method. So what the splice method do? From the starting point, how many elements we want to delete, we can specify that. After deletion, the splice method return the removed elements, whatever elements are got removed from an array, which will be returned. Again, original array elements will be printed. So this is impacting the original array also. So in the original array, we have only 3 elements present. Okay. Now we can also pass values. Here we just pass only starting index, deleted count. Right. So let me show you another one. Let's take the fruit here again. So how many fruits are there currently? 3 fruits are there. So again, I'm taking the same method. Example 2. Fruits dot splice. Now this time I'm passing starting index. From the starting index, how many elements I want to delete? I don't want to delete any elements. Simply say 0. No elements will be deleted. Comma, you can add a number of elements here which we can add also. So as I said at the beginning, splice method can add or remove element from an array. So from the first point, from the first element, don't delete any elements, but I want to add some elements. So here you can provide whatever elements you want to add. So I can pass, let's say, pineapple, which is not there in array, right? And similarly, also add another element, let's say grape. You can put single quotes or double quotes, string we can represent, right? So in the previous example, what we have done from the first index, we are just simply deleting the 2 values. We are not adding anything. But in this example, from the first element, we are not removing any elements, but we are adding 2 more elements. We are adding 2 more elements. So this will add 2 more elements. After adding, let us again print the original array. So console.log after slice of what? This one. These are the parameters I'm passing. So again, I'm printing the fruits. Now tell me what is our expected output here. So previously, how many fruits are there in the array? Only 3 fruits, kiwi, banana, orange. So now I'm using slice method. From the first position in the sense what? 0, 1. From the first position, don't delete any values, but add these 2 values, pineapple and green. So let us see the output. So this is the output we are getting. Okay, so this is the output we are getting. So now let us analyze the output here. So from the first point, slice of 1. Okay, from the first place. So currently we have only 3 elements. One is representing what? Banana. One is representing banana. 0 element should be removed. So after that, no elements are deleted. So orange should be there. And how many values I'm adding? Pineapple and grape we are adding. From where we are adding? From the first position. So if I print the array, kiwi won't change. Let it be there. But in the banana place, we have added 2 more values. And banana still there. Orange is also still there. Because we are not removing element. 0 element should be deleted. From the first place, we are adding these 2 values. Right? From the first place in the sense what? Kiwi is the first place. So the element should be remains the same. That won't be deleted. So from the first place, we are adding 2 elements. And rest of the 2 elements, what will happen? It will just move to the next places. Because we are not deleting anything. 0 deletion elements. Okay. So this is how we can use. This is another syntax. This will do both the task. It will able to delete the values or it will able to add the value. So deletion and adding both will be possible using splice method. Okay, I'll show you another example. You guys can tell me that. Example 3. So what are the current elements we have in fruits? These are the elements. Totally 5 elements are there. Now I'm writing like this. Fruits dot slice. Okay, 1 comma. This time I'm giving deletion number 2 comma mango comma I give another fruit, let's say cherry. Okay, this is the output. So now tell me, if I print this, what is an output you will get? Console.log of after guess the output of this one. After this, what is an output we are getting? After splice of mango 1 comma 2 mango and cherry. So here we need to pass fruits. Yeah. So now you just tell me the output of this. So here it is a back single quote should be there. Okay. Right. So double quotes within the double quotes not allowed. So I'm using single quote. Yeah. So now tell me the output of this. So where is the starting point? Current values are what? So these are the current values. 5 values we have currently. So starting point is what? 1. 1 is nothing but pineapple is 1. From there, how many elements should be removed? 2 elements means pineapple and grape. So these 2 elements will be removed. And how many values will be added? Mango and cherry we should add. Sorry, mango and cherry should be added. So pineapple and grape will be removed. At the same place, mango and cherry will be added. So let me execute and see. Yes. So this is a output of the statement. Okay, you understood my point. So the first one is what? Starting index. 2 is what? From the starting index, how many elements you want to delete? After deletion, rest of the elements will be added in the same place. Okay, so this is how we can use slice method. I have given 3 examples. You can just practice like this. So slice method, we can use only for deletion if you want, or you can use slice method for no deletion, but I have added some values, and slice method with the deletion and added values, both the combinations. Okay, so example 1, what we have seen, only deletion, only removed values, only removing the values. In the second example, what we have seen, we have not removed value, but we have just added. Not removed, but added. In the third example, both remove and add. So this is how we can use slice method. So very important question in interview. What is the difference between slice and splice? So slice method will able to extract a section of an array based upon starting and ending index. So do we have ending index in the splice method? No, we do not have a ending index. We just have only starting index along with the number of elements should be deleted. So that is the syntax for splice method. Okay. So now let's move on to the next method, Indexof. Indexof. So the Indexof method basically finds the index of a specific element. Suppose there are some elements, if we want to get an index of the specific element, let's say I want to get index of mango or index of cherry, the method will be returned. Suppose if there is no element is present in the array, then it will return -1. Return -1. So we'll see an example 1. So let's say again, I'm taking fruits array. Currently, what are the fruits we have in this array? These are the latest one, right? Kiwi, mango, cherry, banana, orange. So these are the 5 fruits are there currently. Now what I'm doing, fruits of index of, now I want to get the index of banana. Simply say value banana. Now tell me what is an output of this? I can store in a variable banana index. And this is, I'm just treating a variable. So now I just try to print this value. Console.log of index of banana. So what is an index of banana? 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? It should return 3 as an output. Index of banana is 3. So the index of method will return an index of an element. Index of an element. Okay, any variable. So any value we can provide that will return index of element. Simple. Right. So there is another flavor which we have. So let me tell you. Let's say another example 2. Suppose if the element is not found, that will return -1. If element is not found, return -1. Okay. So let's say fruits.index of banana. Instead of that, I'll say fruits dot index of, do we have a cherry in that? Yeah, so banana we have, cherry is also we have here, right? So, okay, let me give some other fruit. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll try to comment these two for now because I just want to find some fruit. Okay, so fruits dot index of cherry, or else just give me some other name. Just give me some name of fruit which is not there in this list. Yeah, papaya. So let's go with this. Okay, so now tell me what is an index of this? So this should return -1. Okay, so index of, and again, I'm storing into variable. So this is papaya index, and say console.log of index of papaya is, I can simply print this. Okay, so because we don't have a papaya in this particular array, so obviously that should return -1. -1 is a return type. Okay, if the array, if element is not found, then return -1. If the element is found, then return the element. So this is the first flavor. So array.index of search element. We can directly provide the search element like this. And there is another flavor of the same method, search element and starting index we can follow. So what is the starting index? So for example, let's say if I give only banana, a search element, so it will start searching from the beginning itself. But when I provide the starting index, then wherever you provided the starting index, from there it will start searching. Okay, for example, let's say banana I have given, and index is, starting index is, I say 1. So 0 and 1. So from here it will start searching. It will ignore the previous values. So that is another syntax of index of method. Let me show you that. So I say example 3. See, I just again want to find this banana. Okay, but I want to search banana, comma. I'll provide the starting index also. Let's say 2. So what is meaning? What is the meaning of this? I want to search banana after second element. So second element is what? 0, 1, 2. So from here it will start searching the element. So it will ignore the first two elements. It will start searching from the second element. So that is another flavor of banana. Another flavor of this index of method. Okay, so let me print this once again. Console index of banana. I'm again printing one more time. So again it is giving same 3. Because banana index won't change. So what is the difference between the first one and third one? In the first one, if I provide only value, that will start searching from the beginning. Each and every element it will go and search. And whenever it finds the match, then it will return index. In this particular syntax, it will start searching for banana from the second position. 0, 1, 2. From the second position, it will start searching, and before the values will be ignored. So that is another flavor of index of method. So what is the main purpose of using index of? It will returns the index of an element. It will returns the index of an element. Okay. Now, so there is a one more method, includes. Includes. So what this method will do, it will checks if any element is exist or not. Exist or not. So this will return true or false. Okay, it will always returns true or false. True or false. So what is the difference between index of or include? Index of method will return index of the element if it is available. If it is not available, return -1. Includes method will return true if the element is exist in array. If the element is not exist in array, then it return false. Okay. Search element we have to pass, And from index we can pass, from where we have to start searching we can pass it. That is optional again. From index is optional, just like index of, here it is an optional. Okay, let's see an example. So from the fruits itself, I want to use include method. Includes, do we have apple in this list as of now? No, there is no apple in this list. Okay, so let us try to find apple in this. Includes apple. Includes apple. So what this will return? Apple is not there in that list. So obviously return false. Okay, so I can just create a one variable called is apple exist. So this is simple variable I'm creating. This is a let. Obviously this should be Boolean variable, even though if you're not specifying the type, because of type inference, TypeScript by automatically assign the data type. So now if I just print the value, okay, so I can just print does fruits include apple, and that I'm printing here. So what is the value you're expecting here? Obviously it should be false because apple is not there in the list. So obviously it is returning false. Okay, this is called includes. Includes. Suppose if the value is present, that will return true itself. Let's say is banana exist. Here I'm passing. Sorry. Banana. So obviously it should return true because that element is present inside the list. Okay, so this is how we can use includes method. Includes. Now another method, toString. So basically toString method converts array into string format. So normally if I just try to print an array, let's say console.log off, let's say console.log off, I'm just printing the numbers array. So how it will exactly print? When I print the numbers array, it is just printed in the array format. This is an array format. Now I want to print them in the string format. So then you can convert that array into string. So how we can convert? You can say numbers array dot toString. Numbers array dot a toString. And this will actually return all these values in the from array to string. So we'll create a variable here. A string variable we can create. Link, I think we call it as a numbers string. Let's create a one variable called numbers string. And then I'm just trying to print here console.log off. Console.log off. I'm just converted, right? So converted array to string. So now I'm just printing the numbers string. So let's see the output. This is how you'll get. So previously all the numbers are in the presence in the array. Now the entire array written as a string. Now here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a string value. This is a string. So toString method will always convert an array to a string. ToString method will convert an array to the string. Okay, so let me tell you one more example. Let's say I'm taking some array. Okay, so let's create one array. You can say let my array equal to, so I'll just put like this, one single character I'm keeping. Okay, so E L C O M and E. So this is actually array, right? How many elements we have in this array? How many elements we have in this array? Can we define array like this? We should not. We can directly specify the data type colon data type and then array is a syntax. We should put the colon And this is string type of an array. Okay. So how many elements we have here? 7 elements. WELCOME. So currently this is string type of an array. Right. So if I print this console.log of my array, I'm just printing this. And this is original my array. So now I'm converting this into string. So how we can convert this? My array dot to string. So after converting again, I'm storing into another array. So another variable is required because we're converting into string. So let I call it as a str array, string array. Actually, it should not become an array. Actually, it's a string itself. Okay, this is a string variable I'm creating. So now if I print this console.log of, okay, converted string, I'm just printing str. Okay. Now see the difference before converting and after converting. So before converting, this is an array. Now after converting, it is giving like this. So this is string format. Okay. So to convert array into a string, we go for toString method. We go for toString method. Okay. So how many methods are there so far? Push, pop, shift, unshift, concat, slice, and then splice. And after that, we have seen few more other functions or an Indexof and includes toString. So totally 10 methods we have discussed. Okay, so these 10 methods are one category, for example. So these methods will take no parameter sometimes, may take one parameter, may take multiple parameters. Ultimately, these methods will take only primitive values as a parameters. Okay. There are another set of methods are available, and those methods will take functions as a parameters. We can only pass function as a parameter. We can pass function as a parameter. For example, we have for each method, map, filter, reduce, sum, every. So there are different methods. 5 to 6 methods are there. And those methods will take only functions as a parameter. Only one single function as a parameter. Okay. So we will discuss those functions, those methods also in the next class. So first practice these 10 functions first of all and get familiar with them. In the next class, we will discuss about other functions. We have few more methods and these are little bit complex, but in automation point of view, it is not much important, but interview point of view, these methods are very, very important. For each, map, filter, reduce, sum, and every. 3, 4, 5, 6 methods are there totally. So in the next class, I will discuss about these 6 methods. And meanwhile, you can just practice all the other functions which we have specified, 10 functions. Okay. So I'll stop here for today's session and we'll continue in the next class.